Strange returned from Spain changed, not just by war but by magic. He had seen what spells could do beyond books and parlors. Norrell welcomed him with tea, but his eyes were wary. The student was becoming harder to control. Strange spoke of illusions, weather magic, battlefield enchantments. Norrell listened, then warned such power must be restrained. But Strange no longer believed in restraint. Magic was alive. It should breathe freely. He began teaching himself spells Norrell had banned. Old Northumbrian incantations. Wild magic. One evening, he summoned a spirit through a mirror. It answered 3 questions, as legend said they would. The third answer chilled him. Your wife will be taken. He did not understand, but he remembered it. Norrell heard of the summoning and ordered all mirrors covered. No dealings with fairy, he said. They do not play fair. Stephen Black stood beside Lady Pole at another endless ball. She danced beautifully, but her eyes held silent screams. He felt invisible, a man of color in a white world, a magician without magic. Yet whispers followed him in the dark. The gentleman visited him again, this time in waking hours. You are more than you seem, he murmured. You could wear a crown. Stephen refused, but dreamed of it that night. A throne beneath a pale moon, a sky full of ravens. He woke with leaves in his hair and frost on his skin. No one believed his story, except perhaps Vinculus. Vinculus, still imprisoned, chanted prophecies in Latin and Old English. The 2 magicians shall bring back the Raven King. Sir Walter Pole dismissed the beggars mad, but Stephen wondered, what if madness speaks truth? That night, the gentleman whispered again, give me your name, Stephen, and I will give you power. The Duke of Wellington came to London, stern, skeptical, weary of war. He wanted results, not riddles. Norrell performed a small miracle, made a rose bloom in winter. Wellington nodded, unimpressed. Can it win battles? Strange stepped forward, calm, confident, unlike Norrell. He promised fog lifted, rivers diverted, enemies misled. Wellington agreed. Strange would return to Portugal, but under military command, not magical pride. Norrell protested. Strange was too reckless, too bold, but the government had chosen. Magic now served the state. Before leaving, Strange embraced Arabella tightly. I'll return before spring, he said. She smiled, afraid. In Fairy, the gentleman watched them part. He touched a silver mirror. Soon, he whispered. That night, Arabella dreamt of a garden with black roses. A gentleman bowed and offered her a glass of wine. Strange arrived in Portugal, where British forces struggled in fog and mud. He stood on a hill, wind in his coat, Latin on his lips. With a gesture, he parted the clouds like curtains. Sunlight fell. Cannons fired true. The French retreated. Wellington watched, then grunted approval. Useful, but don't get ambitious. Strange raised 3 sunken ships from the sea. Sailors wept, believing they drowned weeks before. News reached England. Strange was hailed a hero. Norrell read the papers in silence. His hands trembled. Back in London, Stephen dreamed of thrones again. This time, he accepted the crown and woke screaming. Lady Pole danced all night, never tiring. Her feet bled, but she smiled. No one saw. The gentleman sipped wine in a marble pavilion. Arabella sat frozen, not yet taken, but soon. Norrell received a letter from Strange filled with theories, not reports. Magic, Strange wrote, was wilder than anyone knew. He described spells learned from soldiers' folk tales. Norrell burned the page, superstition. He cried. Another letter arrived this time from Sir Walter. Lady Pole was fading. She spoke of cold gardens and silver birds. Norrell knew the truth, but buried it deep. The bargain with the gentleman could not be undone. He consulted ancient texts on fairy pacts. Every solution led to greater doom. Vinculus escaped, prison vanished into northern mists. Some said he walked with ravens. Others said he was dead. Strange wrote again. I believe the Raven King can help us. Norrell tore the letter. He is a myth, a nightmare. That night, a statue in his study blinked. Norrell screamed, but no one came. Stephen stood before a mirror, not seeing himself. Instead, a king in black robes stared back. The gentleman appeared behind him. Say your name, he said. Then say you give it to me. Stephen hesitated. I'm Stephen Black, and I give myself to you. Thunder cracked. Wind howled through closed windows. Stephen collapsed, not dead, but changed. When he rose, his eyes were different, older, colder. Lady Pole looked at him and wept. The gentleman smiled. At last a king for my kingdom. But Stephen's soul trembled in silence. Norrell sensed the shift to tear in the veil of fairy. He locked every book on naming magic. Too late. In Portugal, Strange looked up at the stars. One had gone dark. He felt a chill, but did not know why. Strange experimented with roads, not real ones, but magical paths. He drew maps that moved. Arrows pointed to nowhere. He read of roads that led to fairy appearing only in rain or mist. One such road, he believed, lay near Oxford. He wrote to Arabella, "There may be a way to save Lady Pole." She replied, "Come home first, then save the world." He didn't reply. Magic consumed him. She read his silence like a spell. In London, a servant reported seeing a road appear in Hyde Park. Foggy, endless, leading to a door of thorns. Norrell ordered it blocked. No one goes near it, but the road vanished, then reappeared elsewhere. Vinculus walked it, once emerged days later, barefoot and laughing. He carried a feather black with silver edges. "He is coming," Vinculus said, "the king with ravens." No one understood, but magic felt closer. Arabella stood alone in the house, stranger way, friends distant. She cleaned, read, waited. One rainy afternoon, she entered the drawing room. The mirror showed not her, but a garden under moonlight. She stepped closer. The glass rippled. A hand reached out, pale, elegant. She touched it, cold, real. Then she was gone. The mirror went dark. The room silent. No one noticed for hours. In Fairy, the gentleman took her hand. "Welcome, Mr. Strange. You've been expected." She tried to scream, but no sound came. Her body remained in England. Her soul was trapped. Strange, miles away, shivered. He looked at the sky and for the first time feared magic. If you enjoyed this cinematic journey through Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. This is not just reading. This is seeing the story. Every like, comment, and share helps me keep creating these visual book experiences. So thank you for being part of Brainstorm. See you in the next chapter.